Okay, here's chapter 4. The next day I meet Mouse Ellis. She is also 10 and going into 5th grade. I was sitting on the front steps wondering what to do until it was time to go and register for day camp. Then I saw this girl walking up the road. I watched until she got to the front of my house. She looked at me and waved, and I waved back. She came up our driveway and over to where I was sitting. She held up a purple yo-yo. "I'm Mouse Ellis, junior champion of Tarrytown," she said. "I can do 11 different tricks without stopping. How many can you do?" "I never stopped to count," I told her. She opened her eyes very wide and offered me her yo-yo. "Go ahead and show me," she said. "Don't feel like it." "I bet you can't do shotgun 6 times in a row." "I'll bet I can," I told her. "Okay, let's see you do it then." "After you," I said. Okay, Mouse wound up a yo-yo, held it close to her hip, and the next thing I knew, out it flew, right at me, 6 times in a row. "Very good," I said. She handed me her yo-yo. I examined it all over. "It's a Duncan Imperial," she told me, "the very best yo-yo made." "It's not bad," I said. "I'm ready any time you are," Mouse said. I stood up, held the yo-yo to my hip, threw it out, and whacked myself on the head on my first try. "Hey, are you okay?" Mouse asked. "Oh, sure," I told her. "But I guess I'll have to tell you the truth now. Didn't want to hurt your feelings before, but where I come from, yo-yos are for babies. I haven't done shotgun for about 8 years now. That's why I missed." Mouse looked at me for a while and I gave her one of my best stares right back. Then she sat down next to me and said, "You'll never know how glad I am that you moved in for the summer. I am so sick of those Egrin boys." Couldn't help smiling. She wouldn't have stayed if she didn't believe I really was a yo-yo when I was a little kid. "I'm sleeping in one of the Egrin boys' bedrooms," I said, "and guess what I found in the desk?" "What?" Mouse asks. 6 tubes of Testor's glue and 27 jars of model paint." Mouse laughed. "You must have Bobby's room. He's a model maniac." "He left a note for me," I said. "He signed it B.E. That's Bobby. He wrote that if I touch any of his models, he'll get me someday." "Ha ha," Mouse said. "He's all talk." That's what I figured. Anyway, who'd want to fool around with his dumb old models? "Not me," Mouse said. "I've got better things to do." "Me too. Say, is your name really Mouse?" "No, it's Merle, but everybody calls me Mouse." "You better watch out," I said. My father's name is really Bertram, and everybody still calls him Buzz." "Well, I don't care if people call me Mouse forever. I like it a whole lot better than Merle. And if you ask me, Buzz is a much nicer name than Bertram. Bertram sounds awful. Nothing against your father, of course." "I didn't mean that I don't like your nickname," I said, "as long as you like to be called Mouse. Personally, I think it's a very nice name. It's much better than Sheila." "If you don't like Sheila, you should call yourself something else," Mouse said. "Like what?" I asked. "Oh, maybe Sugar or Sunny or something like that." "I don't like Sugar," I said, "but Sunny sounds pretty good. Sunny Tubman, yeah, I kind of like that." "Okay, then. That's what I'll call you from now on," Mouse said. I told Mouse about Libby then, and how she says "other" and "father" and pretends to be very grown up. And Mouse told me about her little sister Betsy, who still wets the bed every night. We found out we are both going to the same day camp and the same pool. In a little while, Mouse stood up and started to yo-yo again, and I could see why she is junior champion of Tarrytown. While she was showing me her tricks, I noticed that her legs were a mess of scabs. I hoped they weren't catching. She must have seen me looking because she said, "They're leftover mosquito bites. I scratch them until they bleed and then I get scabs. Aren't they ugly?" I didn't tell her the truth. I said, "They're not so bad." When Mouse was done with her yo-yo tricks, she said, "Let's take Jennifer for a walk." "Jennifer the dog, you mean?" "Yes, the Egrins always let me walk her. I love dogs." I never make friends with dog lovers. "Do you have one at your house?" I asked, thinking I might as well find out the truth right away. There was no point in getting to like her if it was all for nothing. "No," Mouse said. "Betsy is allergic to them. She gets hives from dogs." "What a great idea. Why didn't I think of that?" Me too, I told Mouse. I get awful hives from them. You wouldn't believe how big my hives are. They make your scabs look practically invisible, they're so huge. Oh, rats, Mouse said. I was hoping you and me could take care of Jennifer all summer. I'm really sorry, I said. Oh, that's okay. I guess I'd rather have a girlfriend than a dog. I was very happy to hear that. We walked down to the road to her house then. Mouse yo-yoed all the way. She lives at the bottom of the hill, right around the corner from the swimming pool. Her little sister was out front dragging a candy box by a string. That's Betsy, Mouse said. She's 4. Why does she have a string around that box? She's walking her dog. That box is her dog, I asked. Yes, I told you how she gets hives from real ones, so that box is her pretend dog. She calls it Ooch. It's kind of like Pooch, right? Betsy dragged Ooch over to us. Who are you? She asked me. I'm Sonny Tubman, I told her, trying out my new name. Oh, you don't look like a boy, Betsy said. She's not a boy, Mouse told her. Then how come her name is Sonny? It's not that kind of sunny, Mouse explained. It's sunny like the sun in the sky. Oh, Betsy said, sunny like a sunny day. That's it, Mouse said. My real name is Sheila, I said to Betsy. Maybe you should call me that. I didn't think about Sunny sounding like Sunny. Maybe it wasn't such a good name after all. Betsy said, this is my dog Ooch. Want to pet him? Oh, sure. I reached over and tapped the candy box. Nice doggy, I said. Nice Ooch. Betsy picked up her box and held it to her ear. Then she put it back down. Ooch says he likes you, Sonny, Sheila. He can always tell a person who really and truly loves dogs. I didn't say anything. I just smiled. Mrs. Ellis invited me to stay for lunch. I called home and Mom said I could. Me and Mouse ate peanut butter sandwiches with crusts cut off, and Betsy had 4 slices of plain salami. No bread or anything. She keeps Ooch on the table next to her every few minutes she made believe she was feeding some salami to that box. Ooch loves salami, she told me. It's his favorite lunch. Now, you know something? Chapter 4 is very long, so I'm going to stop now, and I'll read the rest of Chapter 4 for tomorrow. Okay, bye-bye.